their area. So namely, trapezoidal rule and then Simpson's 1/3 rule. Ayan. So for trapezoidal rule, ayan, since yung ating boundary is irregular, no? So no definite na shape. So we cannot define pati kung naka-curve man yan, so hindi natin kayang gawa ng equation. Ayan, so for trapezoidal rule, we assume na yung offset, no, yung boundary ay bounded ng straight lines. Kaya nangyayari ay nagpo-form tayo ng trapezoid. Yan. And then kapag dinivide natin yung ating area with equal interval, so magpo-form tayo ng trapezoid na iba-iba yung base. Ayan. Ayan. And then, so ito yung na-derive natin na formula. So derived formula na to, no, by summing up yung area ng bawat trapezoid. So siguro sa ibang reference ay makikita kayo no, na yung formula natin, no, iba na yung itsura dito. Pinactor out na yung 1/2. Kaya minsan, so possible makita kayo na yung area is equal to. So dito na lang, ilagay na lang din natin. No? So pinactor out lang yung 1/2. Kaya yung mangyayari ay, so factor out natin dito yung 1/2. So yan, so magiging d over 2, no? So factor out natin yung 1/2. So yung first term or yung first height natin and then yung last height is, ayan, wala nang coefficient. 1 na lang yung coefficient nila. And then, pag dinivide natin naman yung offset, no, nung ibang measurement natin sa middle, so magiging times 2 naman na. Plus twice ng, ayan, ng height natin, no, before the last. Ayan. And then, so reminder lang, so these two methods, trapezoidal and Simpson's, are both approximate methods. No? So kaya kapag tinry nyo siyang gamitin no, sa same area, so possible ay hindi mag-equal no, yung makuha yung area kasi ayan, parehas approximate methods sila, no, parehas. Since irregular nga yung boundary. So dito for the first one, no, pag trapezoidal yung ginawa nating approach, we assume or we just assume na yung boundaries natin ay connected ng straight lines. And then yun yan, naka-form tayo ng different trapezoid. And then sinum up lang natin yung area. And then so ito na yung pwedeng derive natin na formula no, using trapezoidal rule. Then for Simpson's 1/3 rule naman, ayan, so mas nilalapit naman natin, no? So yung assumption naman natin dito, instead of straight line, yung boundaries naman is parabolic naman, no? Parabolic curves. Ayan. Ayan. So yung ginagawa naman, so dito may tatlong boundary. So ina-assume natin, so we have for the first 3 points ay, ayan, so yung boundary nila ay parabola, no? Parabolic to. And then next na parabola naman. Ayan. So dito, or dun sa assumption na yun, nanggaling, ito naman yung ating formula, no? If we want to use ay itong Simpson's 1/3. Ayan. So d over 3, then multiply natin sa summation ng offsets wherein yung first and last ay, so wala tayong coefficient, 1 lang yung i-multiply natin. And then for add measurement, no, except from the last natin na measurement, no, I mean from the first measurement ay nakamultiply sa 2, then we multiply naman sa 4 yung even measurements. Ayan, so ito lang yung tatandaan nyo for irregular boundaries. So parehas lang to, so approximate lang naman sila, no? Kaya huwag kayong magtataka, no? Halimbawa ay kagaya dito, yung makukuha nating area ay medyo hindi magkaparehas, no? Medyo magkalayo. So dito for example problem, so given tayo ng station na equal yung interval. 5 meter lang yung interval, no, ng kada station, and then given yung offsets. 10.5, 12.6 hanggang sa station na 40 meters ay 13.6 yung height. So kapag ayan, solve natin, no, yung area. So if we want to use trapezoidal rule, So dito, in-assume natin na yung ating boundary, itong mga offset na to, 10.5, 12.6, ay yung boundary niya ay straight line. Ayan, substitute lang natin, no? So, kaya dito yung DI5, equal naman, no, yung ating interval, no, 5, no? So, from station 0 to 5, no, second station natin ay 5 meters yung interval. So, pare-pares naman yun na 5. And then, ang nakaiba lang ay yung offset, no, yung height. So, bali ito yung magsisilbi nating height. And then, direct substitution lang. So, kapag trapezoidal rule, ito yung makukuha natin, 496.75 square meter. And then for 1/3 naman ay ito, 496.83 square meter. So ayan, so medyo magkaiba sila kasi so pareha silang approximate method. Ayan, so ito yung last natin for area computation. And then yung lipat naman na tayo no, sa next topic natin. So yung next topic natin ay yung goal natin is i-apply natin no, yung mga lessons na na-discuss natin no, yung previous lesson regarding sa closed traverse no. So pamula sa closing no, yung ating traverse by applying yung property ng closed traverse and then applying correction. Then ito, area computations. And so now, move on na tayo. No? So lipat na tayo ng partition of lands and subdivision. At also dito naman, so pwede nating sabihin na walang bago sa topic na to, no? So it is just an application no, of the concepts that we discussed no, from previous lessons. So, ayan, so whether we are designing linear project no, such as highway o kaya naman residential subdivision o kaya any form of construction, of course, hindi naman no, or most of the time, hindi natin masasakop no, yung inter-site no, pagdating sa construction. O kaya naman, ayan, so we need to get lang no, yung specific portion ng land or divide yung land. And then of course, sa process ng pag-divide or sa pagkuha natin ng portion, pag-identify natin ng portion ng land, hindi naman tayo basta-basta lang minamapa natin, no? Tapos drawingan lang natin ng straight line. So we need to be as much as possible no, precise no, pagdating sa measurement. So if we want to carve, yun nga, get a specific portion of land, so we need to determine no yung exact na area as well as yung boundaries ng land no. So if kung nagdi-divide lang tayo, so yung gusto natin ay ma-identify natin yung length of course nung dividing line natin and its respective direction. Ayan, so kagaya nito nasa figure natin. So kung ito yung original natin na land, yung ating parent tract. And so kung gusto natin siyang hatiin no, using this line, so yung goal natin is ma-identify natin yung length, then as well as yung direction or yung bearing nitong line na to. And then ma-identify natin yung areas nung nahati natin na land. And then, ayan, so most of the time, meron lang tayo or yung meron na data tayo is yung ating field notes, no? Which consists of the length and bearing of nung ating yung mga traverse lines natin. Ayan, so sinasabotage. Nasabotage si Cholo. Ayan. So, sa process natin ng partition of land, isa sa process na gagawin natin is to be able to calculate the total area ng ating original na lot, no? Original na area. And yung gagamitin natin, of course, is yung mga computation techniques na na-discuss natin. No? So, hindi lang tayo limited dito. Di ba? Meron tayo nung, of course, yung area by a triangle. Then, no, kung triangle yung mapo-form natin na area. And then, pwede ding area by coordinates. Kaso, yun nga lang, di ba? Most of the time, ang meron tayo is length and bearing. No? Ng ating traverse lines. So, medyo hassle, no? Kung kukunin pa natin yung individual coordinates. Pero, for example, no, kung may instances na coordinates yung given sa atin, edi mas madali or mas maganda, ayan, alam natin yung area by coordinates para hindi naman tayo kukuha ng length and bearing para makuha yung area. And then, ito, siguro pinakamadalas natin magagamit is area using DMD o kaya naman DPD. Ayun. So, maalin, no? Kapag ang given na sa atin or yung meron nga tayo is yung length and bearing, so baka mas madali ay itong DMD na yung gamitin natin. And then, kung meron yung triangle, yung magiging area na mapo-form natin, if ever na mag-partition tayo or mag-divide, ay so pwede din area by triangle. So hindi lang tayo limited dito. Ayun. So, ano yung process natin? So, ito lang yung stats. So, limited lang tayo sa tatlo. Hindi ako nagkakamali. And tatlong steps no, pwede nating pasimplihin no, sa process ng pagdi-divide. Okay. So, yung goal natin, yun nga, is to find the length no, and then yung direction or yung bearing nung ating dividing line. And ayan, so we're able to do that. So first, so kapag given tayo nung traverse, nung ating parent lot, nung ating original na lot, so kailangan ma-make sure muna natin na ayun, na close na yung ating traverse. Kasi kung hindi yan naka-close, so wala hindi natin purely ma-define yung area niyan. Kasi ang ginagawa natin, 'di ba? Hinahati natin yung area or kumukuha tayo ng portion ng area. And wala siyang magiging area kapag hindi yan close, no? Hindi yan bounded. No, hindi kompleto yung boundary. So yung unang goal natin is i-make sure natin na close yung ating lot, no? Na it is a close traverse. Yun. So, apply lang natin. So, paano natin gagawin yun? Di dapat masatisfy natin na dapat yung summation ng ating latitude and departure no must be equal to 0. And kapag hindi, no, medyo malaki yung error, so apply tayo nung na-discuss natin na way para ma-distribute natin yung error. So either compass or transit. Okay. And then after natin make sure na ayun, na close na siya, na kompleto na yung boundaries, then determine natin yung total area. Yan. No, if ever na hindi pa natin siya alam, no? And then most of the time siguro sa mga problem ng mga kasalamuhan nyo dito sa atin sa subject is ayun, so need nyo i-identify yung area. So of course para kapag kumuha tayo ng portion o kaya kapag hinati natin, of course alam na natin yung area na kukunin natin o yung alam natin yung area na matitira sa atin. No? Halimbawa ay kukuha lang tayo ng portion. And then sa process ng pag-divide, so minsan iba-iba yung requirement. Minsan yung dividing line natin is defined by 2 points, no? Na halimbawa, bounded tayo. Let's say for example, a lot area is bounded by sabihin natin 5 traverse lines. Yan, ito. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ayan. Sabihin natin A, B, C, D. Yung vertices, ayan.